Kevin Lee, is that you?
Yes, sir.
What's up, buddy, man? You're talking to Matt Serra, and usually Jimmy Norton's here, but my buddy Jamie English is sitting in today.
What up, though, big dog?
So what's going on, man? Listen, you're getting some headlines, buddy. I mean, this is, and rightfully so. I mean, you deserve it for your fights alone. I mean, you're coming off a 4-fight winning streak, which 3 of those fights you took the guys out. So it's not like you're just a mouth out there. Let's talk. I mean, tell me what took so long for you to get so vocal? I mean, you showed up at that what was that? What was that? A summit, a press conference?
Yeah, the summer kickoff.
The summer kickoff press conference. I mean, you kind of stole the show there.
Yeah, I mean, it ain't nothing different that I did. It's the UFC just now getting behind me and putting me out there. They've been keeping me away from all these press conferences. Like I've been begging. Like I was when I fought down in Brazil. Like I was begging. I'm like, put me in a press conference. Like, what's going on? We had a big fight. It was against one of the top guys down there, and they've been keeping me away from it. So I think they just know that I'm going. That's what I do. That's just how I talk. And that's how I talk to them in the back and everything too. I don't never pull no punches. So I think that they're. The UFC is smart. They know what they're doing. They're building me up right. They didn't let me get the chance to because I came into the UFC so young, and they let me kind of get my experience out the way, get my chance to build myself, and then now we at where we at.
So this is you. This ain't no bad boy persona. This is you, right? This is like Kevin Lee, on or off the air, on the stage, off the stage. This is the guy.
Yes, sir. You know that, Matt. My UFC debut, I fought Alan Quinton, and I was talking shit the whole time even then, and I wasn't even that good back then, and I still was talking shit. Like, I was just joking about and talking about and all that. I really, to be honest, that was my debut, and I came, I wasn't one of these guys that came through Bellator or came through World Series or, came through one of these other big shows. I came straight from, fighting in a country bar where the fucking, the little spinning bullshit is right next to me, So I came from that to fight in the Prudential Center, and I still was talking shit. I came out dressed as Mike Tyson.
Yeah,
I came talking shit the whole time. So it ain't been no different whether I had the talent or not. It's still gonna be the same.
And that was that in Manchester when you fought Raging Al?
No, it was in New Jersey, Prudential Center.
What the hell am I talking about?
Yeah.
Man, listen, you've been in the game as long as me.
That's all that carbs.
Yeah, that's the carbs, and that's taking some shots. I'll give you that's carbs, Kevin Lee. What the fuck? When I was your, now I sound like an old man. When I was your age, I had abs too. That's good. So listen, man, you're with Michael Chiesa, dangerous guy. I mean, you guys had some words. I know you didn't. You said something about his mullet. I mean, what happened? Now, what really set him off is you said something about his mother or something. What set that thing off?
You know what? I think he just ain't know what else to say back to me. You know what I mean? Like, this kind of what I do. I like talk shit and I like to fight. Like, that's it. So I think I was like talking over him, and I think I was telling him the truth. I told him that. I'm gonna change his life, and what I mean by that, like, people think I'm saying that, like, as Conor is saying, I'm gonna get you paid and all this. Like, no, on June 26th, when he wake up, he's not gonna wake up the same man that he woke up the day before. His mindset will change. Like, I'll literally change the man's life. Sorry, I gotta get some water.
That's all right, man.
But because his whole life they've been telling him that hard work, dedication will get him where he at, and it's just not true. Because I'm gonna beat the brakes off the man. Ain't gonna be no way. I don't give a fuck what he do. He can prepare for the next 6 months. I can sit on the beach like drinking vodka. I'm gonna beat the fuck out of him, and it's gonna change his life.
No,
so I think when I told him that, he just he just ain't know what to say back. He's getting frustrated. And then when I mentioned the word mom, and all I said about his mom, I said, show up to the fight because your mom don't have tickets. And I think that just set him over the edge and he know what else to do.
Yeah.
Which is still, look, the man is brave as fuck. I will give him that. He's brave, he's tough, because, he ran up on me. Like, that's, to me, I was like, okay, I don't know what he ran up, and I seen him kind of cock back his left hand. I didn't know if he was going to throw the left. I don't know if he was planning on wrestling me. I ain't in there to have no wrestling match, so I hit him before he hit me. So, he's brave, but his best chance in this fight is to out-wrestle me. And apparently, he want to run up on and try and throw a left hand.
Now, for a guy that likes to throw some hands, I mean, you got a nasty rear naked choke. I mean, you're finishing fights with that. Even when you fought Al, I remember there was a second or two where I'm like, shit, man, Al has to defend that neck. What is your deal with jiu-jitsu? Now, who's your Brazilian jiu-jitsu teacher, and how often do you spend on the mat?
I trained over here in Las Vegas with Robert Drysdale and Robert Fawless. Drysdale is one of the best jiu-jitsu trainers in the world. His back attack is so lethal. I look at guys like him and I took a lot of stuff from like Damian Maya, and I just use what's effective or what I find is effective. So I try and find guys like that, kind of steal what they're doing. And, and I just win the fight the way I win the fight, you know what I mean? So I ain't really, it's cool I'm a smart fighter. I'm not like somebody that just goes out there and just tries to get into brawls. Like I try and, I'm a pick and choose, and I'm gonna whoop you in for the whole, if it's got to be for 5 rounds, I'm gonna whoop his ass for 5 rounds. I ain't gonna go out there and just, try and brawl and say I'm gonna knock this guy out. To me, that's when guys are just talking shit. When you got a guy like Michael Johnson talking about he's gonna, try and kill somebody. That's just talking shit. Like I don't talk shit. I just tell you what's really gonna happen. I'm gonna get in there. I'm gonna move around. He's gonna see how much better, how much more athletic, and just how much smoother and quicker I am. And then he's gonna fold. So it ain't gonna be no shit talking. I'm gonna go out there and knock him out. No, I'm gonna beat him everywhere it goes.
And now, I love the confidence, man. That's what you need. Now, since your first fight in the UFC, excuse me, you said, you were young, so you're pretty much growing up in the game. What's changed so much since your first fight? I mean, obviously your skill set, but what's the difference between your time now and there and your first time?
Just experience, like the more I fight, the more experience I get. And I'm somebody like once I've done something, like I can do it again. You know what I mean? So like it's just experience. It's just I needed to get that cage time. I needed to get comfortable in there. Like I said, I came into the UFC with not a lot of fights and not a whole lot of experience, really, because a lot of my early fights I would stop early. I would stop the guy early, and I never really had that chance to get that cage time. So even the 2 losses that I have, I consider them to be wins because I learned so much from them. You know what I mean? And I just know what to do now in case. You know what to do when you get hurt. You know what to do when you get dropped. The first time I ever been dropped in a fight was my debut against Al. And it's if you don't do it, you won't know the difference. You know what I mean? Of what it takes to be able to come back from that and be able to keep on chugging and actually win the fights, because winning the fights trumps all. I don't give a fuck. You can go out there and look great and look like a superstar and all that, but you got to win the fight. So. That's the only thing I focus on, winning the fight. I'm training over here in Las Vegas. I train with nothing but world champions, so that just adds even more to my confidence. Some guys come through here that are already at that level and already at the UFC, and when I get in there and I spar them, I make sure I beat the hell out of them just to give myself a little pat on the back.
And it also, when you work with guys that been there, it just reinsures you that you're at that level, and you're like, all right, man, I've seen these guys.
Exactly, and it helps even more to have coaches that have already coached somebody at that level. Robert Paulus has already coached multiple UFC champions. Dewey Cooper has coached multiple boxing and world kickboxing champions, so they know what it takes. You know what I mean? And if they got my back, then I know I'm straight.
Yeah, because because they're going to be straight with you. Yeah, that's another reason. And let me go ahead.
Go ahead.
Now I was gonna ask your thoughts on the what's your thoughts on that Eddie Alvarez versus Dustin Poirier fight? Did you watch that?
Man, I love that fight. We were sitting on the king side for it. Man, I love that fight. Man, they were going to war. It's a stupid fucking rule. Why do we have that in place? I don't know. I think they should just go back to the old rules, to be honest. Like, anything but the souls you should be down. If not, then just say fuck it and just, you can leave it down the head. I don't understand, like, they want Eddie was going through a war, Eddie was getting his ass whooped and came back, and they want him to make a judgment call on, is his hands weight bearing or something. Like, how the fuck is he supposed to know? Like, just tell the man, can he knee or can he not knee? That's all, there ain't no there shouldn't be this much give and this much play, because I tell you right now, I'm gonna need a guy in the head every time. If his hands on the mat, if his knees on the, I'm gonna need him in the head, because we don't know. So it's stupid. Like they should, the commission. What can you say?
Something has to be done because, when you are in the midst of battle, I mean, it's really hard to make those judgment calls, man. And what I do like, though, I do like how Herb Dean took charge of that shit. Like, because something happened similar when I was with my buddy, my guy Weidman, Chris Weidman. And, the referee made one call, then he flipped on it, and then he this.
Yep.
It's like, hey, man. Like, take control of that. Take control of that and stick by your call, because the fighter gets screwed in this situation. So I hope they run that back, because that was the makings of a. I mean, man,
it was a great fight. It was a great fight, and it shouldn't be overshadowed by this knee bullshit. Same way with Diamond and Gegard. It overshadows the fight, which is a shame, because Wyman was starting to win that fight. It's just what can you do? All they can do is run it back, I guess, but. That's what it helps to have a experienced ref in there too. Somebody who kind of takes charge and lets you know. That's why I think Big John is still the best ref in the building, because he takes charge. Big John will slap your ass if you don't. If you doing a knee, Big John will throw a knee at your ass. So it helps to have guys like that.
Well, you talk about experience. Big John's been around since the Dark Ages. So
that guy's afraid of nobody. Big John has cussed my ass out a couple of times. I talk shit in the back too. So Big John don't be having it. So I love it.
I know you feel like you got the principal yelling at you or something. That's funny.
Yeah.
All right, Big John. That's great. Let me ask you, Kevin, because everybody sees this side of you now, where you're voicing your opinion and. You're stating what you're going to do and whatnot. What's the other side of you? What do you like to do when you're not fighting? What do you like to do to chill out?
Man, this is what I do. I fight, and I fight so frequently, too. I don't understand these dudes. Like, even Chiesa, they only fight, like, once a year. Guys will only fight, like, once every 8 months, something like that. You look at, I've got 10 UFC fights at 24, just because this is what I like to do, you know what I mean? Like, I ain't got no girl, I ain't got no kids, I ain't got nothing. It's like, this is what I do. Like, and when I look at other guys, like, when they ask me about, like, Conor, like, yeah, he's having a good life. Like, go ahead, live your life. You just had a baby. Enjoy that shit. Because when you come back, you're going to have some young ones like me. This is what the fuck I do. Like, every day I try, I just, this is what I do for fun, too. You know what I mean? Like, even doing interviews and shit like this is where I feel myself the most. I might go out, I might, hang with some chicks, do, blah, 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 but that ain't really, that's just kind of buying time, you know what I mean? That's just passing time. Right when I step out the cage, I always usually think, I might take a week off, I might take 2 weeks off, party a little bit, but then after that, I'm like, oh man, I got to get back into it. So, I just fought in March, and before that, I just fought in November, and, I do 8-10 week training camps each time, so this is what I do.
Well, man, it's that love of it. That's that love of your craft is why you're on that 4-fight winning streak, and that you're that fight on June. What is it? June 25th?
Yeah, June 25th.
Yes, sir.
Where is that? Oklahoma.
OKC.
Yep.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Oh,
yes, sir.
well,
so, I'm not going to change. I ain't never changed. So after this fight, I'm gonna fight again. They come to Detroit later on. I'm a headline that card. But even if, regardless, I'm gonna. This is what I'm gonna keep doing. I'm gonna fight till I'm old and decrepit and can't do it no more. Or if I eat enough pasta where I have to go up